All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the McClurg Champions Cup Final Game 1 between the Balboa Pandas, the first overall seed, and the Escondido Rhinos, the second seed. This is a best-of-3 series, the first game kicking off tonight. The remaining 2 games, total of 3, will resume next week, August 16th, starting at 7:30. The third game, if necessary, will take place at 9 o'clock. Joining me now is Mr. Gabe John. Gabe, how are you, sir?
Excellent, Josh. Happy to be here and looking forward to this electric atmosphere that we have here this evening to kick off this best-of-3 series.
Very excited to go and get the puck dropped on this. These two teams, when they've been flying, they get the puck in the net. They do a good job as anybody out there at cycling the puck, controlling the play in the middle of the floor, putting it over the goal line.
Both teams, I mean, the Rhinos are really on a heater. They have been putting pucks in the net, and we'll see if the week-long break impacts the start to the Pandas game.
All of these guys have been playing hockey outside of the EDL, so I would hope they wouldn't be too rusty.
So true.
Rhinos win the puck back. Some good pressure there from the Pandas, though. Little poke check from Ryan Meltzer, who's starting between the pipes for the Rhinos. Pandas get their stick on the puck. They wind up turning it over. Rhinos cycle it back, taking their time coming out of the zone. That's Jack Allen with the puck. Nifty move there, thrown ahead to Andrew Day. Poke check by Ryland Farwell. Just out of reach for him. Andrew Day throws it all the way back around, pursued by Bailey Ridout. Going hard into the wall there. Ridout looks to the center. Pandas still scoop it up. Official gets in the way of that puck movement. Santos tosses it to the other side as the Rhinos look to break it out of their zone. Cassino darting into the Panda zone, shot on goal, saved by Holzheimer, and they beat him to the punches. 16 minutes, 15:49 of the first period. Just like that, Rhinos are up 1-0.
Picking up right where they left off there towards scoring. That's a great start for the Escondido Rhinos. Keep that momentum rolling in this best-of-3 series. That's a great goal for Zach Castellino. He's one of those players that definitely plays better when he has some confidence with some goals under his belt. So, great start for the Rhinos.
Metcalf controlling the puck here. Winds up, throws it into the zone. Looking ahead for Trostad. Diving save by Holzheimer. Gets the paddle of his stick in the way of that. Pandas struggling to go and control the puck, getting out of the zone under relentless pressure from the Rhinos. Rory Herman starts up his engine, dashing the other way. Goes end to end, loses control. Throws it ahead for Morrison. Morrison giving it up to Dykes. Rhinos collect. That's Gorda on the right side. Trostad sending the big sauce pass. Looking ahead for Metcalf, falling over the goalie. Stays out of the goal, though. Morrison tries to gather it on the wall. Gets dumped into the Rhino zone. Dykes resets the play. That's an errant pass there on the breakout. Pandas get another opportunity at it. Erickson stepping, Trostad taking a whack. That gets chopped out of play.
Trostad with the ferocious stick there. I like to see all levels of compete, not just, what you do with the puck, but how you hustle without it.
Billy's famous clap bomb. Well said, Wes.
I feel like it usually happens with a little bit less knuckle. That was a bit chunky to that sauce there, but it definitely had vision, that clapper. He was looking for that rebound opportunity. Trostad right on the doorstep.
He was right there, wasn't he?
Right there.
Yeah, sometimes sauce is better smooth rather than chunky. Just like peanut butter. Smooth peanut butter rather than chunky peanut butter,
you don't
right?
like chunky peanut butter?
You're not a chunky peanut butter
guy?
guy?
I'm a big fan of chunky peanut butter.
Okay. Just not with our pucks. That's Santos running into the zone, trying to settle a bouncing puck. Bailey Ridout That's actually not Belly Red Out. That's the other mustached man, A.J. Wright, forcing him out of the play. Allen under duress by Farwell, taking it into the Pandas zone. Looks for a pass to Cassangino, broken up by Arjamont. Cassangino taking another move here. Stepping on him is Wright. Turned over. Pandas circle the wagons. Rung around the wall, resulting in a turnover to Jack Allen. He shoots it back, goes out of play. 13:21 in the first period. Both teams are playing with a lot of energy.
Both teams play a lot of energy. You're seeing some frustration on the Pandas early in this game. A little bit of a lack of communication during the play. Some mismatched passes. See if they can settle things down and get their game underway. But Escondido Rhinos definitely in control of this one right now.
Puck won back by the Pandas. Rhinos get the step. They control it first. Battling hard in the corner. Metcalf digs it out, throws it on goal. Backhand arcs over the net. Becker stepping in the corner with Trostad, still battling. Becker handling the puck. Has Ridout up ahead, thrown to him. Pandas dashing the other way. Ridout to the center, waiting, holding. Puck is up in the air. Meltzer doesn't know where it is. That play is blown dead. Maybe a tad early. Saves the Rhinos bacon there.
Good play by Billy Ridout there. Again, his textbook patience with the puck in the offensive zone. Again, finding a nice scoring opportunity for himself. Lethal opportunity and a good look for the Pandas there.
He's so patient.
So patient.
Face-off one back to the Rhinos. Mr. Anthony Dykes. Always good to see him out on the rink. Opts to hold on to it. Cleared into Trostad. Throwing it ahead. That's Gorda. Has Metcalf in the middle. Throws it on goal. Ridout to retrieve the puck for the Pandas. Looking for a friend to throw it to. Finds Jimmy. Could have been a high stick. Billy Metcalf centering it. Looking at Gorda. Gorda throws it on net. Puck is loose. Melted down by Holsheimer. That's Jimmy Becker on the face-off. That gets chipped up to Cassangino. Cassangino makes a safe play, takes it all the way back. Looking for a clean breakout for the Rhinos. Santos quarterbacking here. Has Allen stretching the floor, loses control of it momentarily. Give it back to Allen. He gets bodied by Becker. Push into the wall. Rhinos want a call. They're not going to get one. Rory Herman starting his engine. Playing without the face mask tonight, it seems. Goes behind the Rhinos' cage. Back to Becker on the point. Becker pushing it ahead. Ridout throws it on goal. Gets the wraparound. Beating Meltzer. Tying it up at 11:14 in the first period. 1-1. Excellent effort by Bailey Ridout to put the Pandas on the board and even this up.
Oh, we're in for a good one here.
Just great patience by the Pandas, I thought. Got Meltzer all sprawled out. Trostad looking to chip it ahead. That gets picked up by Dykes. Throwing it back across. Leg pad save by Holsheimer. Metcalf looking at Dykes. Holding on to it. That's Pribble laying out, preventing that pass across. Jay Neal throws it back over Pribble. That goes off the leg of Trostad, keeping it in the zone. Metcalf controlling the puck, trying to get through Neal. Rhinos are relentless on this forecheck, getting the puck back a couple of times. Gorda on the wall. Neal. That gets centered. Erickson picking it up, handing it off the far wall. He has an opportunity. He's got a lane. Throws it on goal. Meltzer makes a save. Collecting it is Gorda, getting that rebound. Throws it back ahead. Metcalf. 1-on-2. Waits for numbers. Back check by Farwell. Slamming on the break. Spinning. Winds up Clapper. Going behind the Pandas goal on the netting. Plays blown dead.
Another Clapper from Billy Metcalf there. Neither of them have been the strongest clappers we've seen from him. I don't even think in this season, but man, he's whipping it out.
The man likes his clappers.
He likes his clappers. He is whipping it out.
When in doubt, clap it out? Is that what they say?
That is punchy.
Could be a tagline for next season.
Certainly is his right now.
Cassino battling hard there. Gives it to Santos. He opts to reset. Becker on the forecheck like he always does. Rushing people to go faster than they would like to go. Quick shot by Day on the outside. Blocker down by Holsheimer.
Yeah, nice quick glove by Holsheimer there in net. Had to stay frosty on that one.
9:47 in the first period, all tied up. A.J. Wright throws it, picked up by Cassino, who's high slot. He puts it back in. That goes over the goal line, beating Holsheimer down low.
Good awareness by Cassino. High guy there, just recognizing that there were a couple of teammates right in front of the net, putting it into a place where it could definitely be dangerous. And I'm not sure who smacked that one home, but there were a number of Rhinos there buzzing. Just good place at the right time. Good job by Cassino, get that through. Give his teammates an opportunity to put it in the net.
Critical turnover there by A.J. Wright. Throwing it blindly to the middle. That's what I was seeing.
Looking for that stretch, but the stretch was there, but the pass, the execution, not quite.
Noe Santos looking ahead to Cassino. Herman trying to keep Santos out. Ridout gathers the puck off the wall. Waiting for a buddy to pass it to. Gives it to his defensive partner there, Mr. A.J. Wright, who throws it back to Becker. Both teams playing disciplined so far, with the exception of that last goal. Becker breaks the puck out, throwing it through the middle, clearing it to the other end. Rhino setting up shop again. Chipped ahead, Day bouncing puck. Becker looking to get a stick on it. Cassino cycling. Given back to Allen. Centers it, saved by Holsheimer. Monster body save there. Keeping the puck out in the net on a one-timer opportunity. Herman rushing the other direction. Dipsy doodling in. Backhand. Saved by Meltzer. Keeps it out of the cage. Santos being hunted by the Pandas. Cleared out. Cassino gets a stick on it. Looks to settle. Takes it back out. Rhino cycling effectively. Taking it out of their zone. Looking to go end-to-end. Puck slides across the crease area from Metcalf. Metcalf from the corner. Throws it over to Gorda. Gorda safely sends it out as the Rhinos go off for a change. Dykes clears it all the way into Metcalf. Sauces it across the crease area. That stays out. Herman given the puck. Carries it out for the Pandas. Going one-on-one with Gorda. Pandas are looking for a change. They need to be careful not to get too many men here. Thrown back across. Ridout carrying it all the way in. Dropped off. Erickson puts it on goal. Blocker save by Meltzer. Pandas get another opportunity. They toss it back in. Morrison cycling with Herman. Rotating. Puts it on goal. That's going to be to his left.
Great back and forth action. Last couple of plays. Two terrific back-to-back saves, one on each end. That incredible centering pass that was shut down by Mr. Holsheimer here for the Pandas, and then right back the other way. A great stop by Meltzer on, I believe it was Rory Herman trying to make the move across. Great goaltending, great action.
One-timer from Pribble from the point. Didn't get a lot of mustard on that. Barely makes it to the goal. That's Gorda behind the goal. He turns it over. Goes for the stretch pass. Has Metcalf on the other end. Looks to make a move. Pribble back on defense. Lays in. He scores. Beats the goaltender by banking the puck off his back. My goodness. 6:51 in the first period. Rhinos go up 3-1.
Very, very interesting bounce there. That is quintessential Billy Metcalf calling for the puck in his office. That lower left corner, being super calm, patient with the puck, finding his way to the backhand and getting it on net. That one, unfortunately, saved by Holsheimer, but then bounced off of frantic defenseman Pribble there. Ended up in the back of the net. But Billy Metcalf doing what he does, getting that spot, putting the puck in the net, one way or the other.
Anybody else, I would be surprised if you're like, what a play. But like, that's just another day in the life of Billy Metcalf.
Truly.
Puck thrown on net by Santos. That gets settled by Day. Getting the pull down, getting horse-collared there by Pribble. Andrew Day, Pribble, not liking each other. Pribble, get in the business. Delayed call in favor of the Rhinos. They're going to have the power play. Santos gives it over to Allen. Dykes in the corner. Back over to Castellino. Throws it on goal. That gets tipped wide. Pandas don't control it, though. The delayed call continues. Our official's arm is going to be getting tired here. It's a long time to not have the puck for the Pandas. 5:40 remaining in the first period. Dykes in that top left, puts it on goal, skitters wide. Pandas finally control it. They're going to go on the PK. I believe that's Pribble. 90 seconds going to the sin bin.
Definitely a couple of big bodies between Pribble and Andrew Day battling in front of the net there. Regardless of what happens on this power play, interesting to see how these players come together afterwards. See if tensions continue to rise.
Puck won back into the Rhinos zone. Hot pursuit is Roy Herman. That's going to be another delayed call against the Pandas. Interference is the call. We're going to see if that's against the Rhinos or the Pandas. I believe, yeah, that it's against the Rhinos. It's going to be against Noe Santos. Are you surprised with that call?
I'm surprised. I thought at first it was going to be on Herman for holding. So I am surprised by the call. I think that is a situation where maybe just let him play. But at least it levels out. It doesn't give him 4-on-2 situation. So all evens at 3 here. 3 skaters aside.
The very rare 3-on-3 matchup situation. That puck is tipped wide against Meltzer. Stays out of the net, though. Metcalf controlling the puck to Gorda. Dangerous almost turnover there. Becker gets it safely on the outside. Centers it. Has Morrison on the doorstep. Meltzer has his leg pad down. Puck is blown dead.
Good movement by Meltzer there to shut that down. He's looking sharp with his lateral side-to-side movement. Covering a lot of the crease. Getting over, quick and well.
He's covered the bottom of the net well, hasn't he?
Very, very nicely, yeah.
Dykes on the draw against Jimmy Becker. That gets tipped back into the Rhinos zone. They look to get this out quickly, using the full length of the rink in a 3-on-3 situation. Metcalf up ahead. Dykes with the puck. Centers it. Slides harmlessly across the crease. Gathered up by the Pandas as 45 seconds remain on the man advantage, on the even strength before it goes to a man advantage. Becker entering the zone. Herman, high slot. That's a defensive stop there by Andrew Day. Rhinos collect it. 18 seconds on the PK. Dykes throwing it across. Metcalf opts to go and send it way back as Pandas go off for a change themselves. Stretch pass intercepted by Wright. Ridout, Herman entering the zone. 2-on-2. Fans on the puck. Gets another chance to handle it. Even strength for both teams now. Back to 4-on-4. Ringing it around the wall, looking for Metcalf. He carries it in. Has Santos up ahead. Fakes the windup. Gets it through Pribble, looking for the block shot. Metcalf beats Holsheimer down low at 3:33 in the first period. Getting the rebound, putting them up 4-1.
Really nice patience by Billy Metcalf, and even more than the goal, love to see that enthusiasm and that celebration afterwards, really pumping the team up, really feeling the energy on the Rhinos bench after that one. And going with the quick timeout, settle things down. Emotions are running high on the Balboa side. Not only are they down 4-1, but feel that they got the short end of a stick on some of those penalties. Yeah, just want to regroup emotionally, I'm sure, on the bench there for Balboa. What would you be saying? What was the message you're saying on the bench right now, down 4-1, taking that power play, or taking the timeout?
Rhinos are buzzing right now. They're doing a good job of stretching the floor. It's so frustrating playing against Billy when he's scooting behind the defense. Being on the receiving end of a Billy Metcalf goal where he's just beating you on him, outworking you in those tight spaces. It's frustrating, but Rhinos have been executing. I think the Pandas need to play big. That's been something they've been good at all season, is being big in the middle of the floor, taking away that space. They're not doing that right now. They're really missing Nick Olson right now, who is a scratch tonight. He will be returning next week, but he's a big presence on the floor they're missing right now.
Yeah, absolutely. Play big. That's really well said. And we talked about this really early on in the season for the Escondido Rhinos, their dynamic changes in speed. Billy Metcalf being so controlled and poised with the puck, and then you have players like Noe Santos just storming up. You see how he had that speed and just absolutely took people out of the play just by his speed and that option that he presented. And then Billy Metcalf so controlled and patient with the puck, really slows it down there. Good to see that in action, that dynamic change of speed working out for the Rhinos thus far.
No, great observations, well said. Got to play big. They are big. Use your size. Nifty move there by Bailey Ridout as he carries it out for the Pandas. Sweep check by Day, hustling for that puck. Has it in his skates, loses track of it. Ridout getting another crack at it. 2-on-2. Erickson setting the pick, rebound. Crashing into the goaltender, getting upended. I don't believe there's a call on the play. Working hard for that. 2:30 remaining in the first period. Jack Allen has Trostad up ahead. Slides it across for Casangino. Just out of reach for him. Rhinos resetting. Allen exiting the zone with Casangino. Jay Neal pressuring here. Casangino centering the puck off the leg pad of Holsheimer, harmlessly going to the corner. Ridout carrying it in. Has Trostad hot on his heels, puts it on goal, tipping high into the safety netting and out.
More peanut butter discussion. We'll have to see what other food analogies we can come up with as the game goes on.
I got time. I like tacos. We can talk about tacos.
Does that relate to the game yet?
I don't know.
It has been spicy. You like spicy tacos?
Oh, well said.
Okay.
Do you put additional peppers or just like salsa on your tacos?
Depends if it's a poblano or something real spicy.
You put just poblanos on your taco?
Could. I wouldn't probably, but I could. Be a bold move, you know.
Billy Metcalf working his magic behind the enemy's cage. Centers it. Rolls over the stick to Dykes. He throws it back into the zone. Holsheimer melts it down.
It is fun watching Billy Metcalf out here with the team because this is a team that plays with a lot of speed. Seeing him just hold on to the puck and just be so controlled with it in the offensive zone really is opening up things for the Rhinos here. Fun to see.
He's like a piece they were missing. It was just someone who can stretch the floor, be creative, slow them down.
Absolutely.
Dykes working it in, back to Metcalf from the corner. Deep in Pandas territory, gets bodied up by Herman, forcing him off the puck. Still has the puck though. Centers it. Dykes on the doorstep. Farwell giving him the business, not letting Dykes control the puck easily. Slides through multiple sticks. Metcalf gets another chance. Centers it. Santos spinning backhand, sent over to Dykes, goes into the corner. Sends it all the way back out. Becker in hot pursuit to the cleared puck. Less than a minute to play. Gorda looking down the floor for that long-range pass. Door is open on the Rhinos bench. Was worried it was going to go out of play there for a second. Santos in the corner. Battling against two Pandas. A lot of stick work from Farwell. No penalty. 30 seconds remaining. Backhand. Sends it back into Gorda. Gorda behind the goal line in the Pandas zone. Farwell throws it around. Intended for Herman. He gathers it up. Santos trying to prevent him. Pulls it through the legs of Gorda. Sends it up ahead for Becker. Becker. One-on-one opportunity. Day laying out. Beating Meltzer. Putting them on the board with 17 seconds remaining in the first period. 2-4.
What an evasive play by Rory Herman in his own zone, just undressing a few of the Rhinos players. Risky business right in front of his own net, but it worked out. Got the outlet pass out to Becker, who capitalized on that opportunity. But real slick moves by Herman to evade and dish out of the defensive zone. Another.
Metcalf with the third windup this game. Love to see it. Do you think the Rhinos would have more or fewer goals if Metcalf took more slap shots?
You know, if he gets one of these to just lie flat and not be so chunky, I'm going to go with more. One thing I noticed here at the end of that period, Andrew Day, again, for Escondido Rhinos, in the mix of things physically. He's the big, one of the, no, Gorda, for sure the biggest body on the Rhinos, but Andrew Day's a big boy, and he is mixing up. He's using his stick, aggressively out there, as he does or can do, but definitely seeming to get under the Panda's skin a little bit. Wonder if that'll carry through into next period, because you're saying the Pandas should be playing big. Well, right now Andrew Day is also playing big. See how that matches up.
Yeah, that tiff, that shoving match that him and Pribble got into in front of Holsheimer, in front of the Pandas' goal. Both those guys are big boys.
Totally.
So more of that for the Pandas. They don't need to be pushed around by the smaller team, but we'll see what this next period brings.
Yeah. Any predictions on who gets the next one?
Ooh. I'm gonna go with Santos. He's been buzzing. I think Noe, he puts a puck away. I think he gets the next goal.
One thing that's interesting that you say about Noe Santos is he was calling for the puck for the stretch pass down there. So a little bit of Billy Metcalf rubbing off on him. So it's funny seeing both of them down there just calling for the puck deep on the offensive zone. But I'm gonna go with Billy Ridout. Think that he's buzzing too. He's been in the mix. Big boy, big body. Pandas need to be playing big. Gonna think that he's gonna get the next one here.
Great mustache too.
Excellent mustache. Him and AJ both,
Dude, they got a bunch of really good mustaches on that team. So I'm going to go with AJ Wright or Bailey. If I had to pick someone from the Pandas, I'm going with Noe for the Rhinos.
Gosh, stashes that kill. Well, Bailey Ridout is out there to start for the Pandas. Noe Santos says no, he will be starting. So if it happens on this first shift, our predictions could come true.
All our dreams could be coming true here. Noe Santos, Omid Arjamon on the faceoff. Santos wins it back cleanly for Andrew Day as we start the final period of this game. Day evading Arjamon there. That could be a hold. That looks like a hold to me. No call on the play.
Surprising.
That's the tone that's being set. Fairly egregious no call on that hold. Quick shot by Santos, throwing it on net. Saved by Holsheimer. Arjamon across for Ridout. Santos pump faking there as they went into the wall. Pribble taking it back for the Pandas. Throws it around. That goes all the way to the other end for Herman. Arjamon streaking ahead. Herman going one-on-one with Day. Throws it on goal for a screen shot. Has his rebound on his backhand. Goes off the side of the net. Stays out. Day holding on to that puck. Gives it to Santos. Arjamon stepping. Skips around him. Santos trying to slide it ahead. Goes into the corner harmlessly. Rings back around. Rhinos resetting. Looking for a change here. Day goes off. Castellino carrying the puck in. Goes off the heel of Arjamon. Tipped out. Centers it all alone in front. Is Santos making a move. Pulling, dipsy-doodling through. Puck up on end. Goes back to Gorda. Shot from the outside. Gets batted down. Pribble carrying it out. As a delay call against the Pandas, I believe Arjamon is going to be going to the box. Let's see the call. I believe that's a slash. Rhinos are going to be going in the power play again.
Oh, cross check behind the play. That is not a discipline call to be, penalty to be taken there. Behind the play, down by 2 goals. I didn't quite see it, an egregious cross check, but there was definitely a pretty egregious hold on the Pandas behind the Rhinos net. So
do you think that's a makeup call?
Maybe, you know.
That's Jack Allen on the left, Santos on the point, Gorda on the right, Metcalf down below the goal line. Metcalf controlling the puck. Gives it over to Gorda on the right. Santos holding on to it. Rings it on the wall for Metcalf. Quick shot, rings off the post, stays out. That puck had eyes. I don't know how it didn't go in. Somehow it doesn't. Puck getting worked around. Gorda up top. Throws it into Metcalf down low. Still working it around. Gorda from the right, short side, melted down by Holsheimer. Face-off be to his left.
Good-looking movement by the Rhinos on this power play. That was good, low to high passing on that box setup to give Noe Santos that prime opportunity. But, yeah, post ended up being goalie's best friend in that one. Otherwise, making your prediction look real good almost.
Herman roaring the other end. Tries to chip it through Santos. Good defensive play by him. Gets left, though. Right out with a shot. Leg pad save by Meltzer. Allen with expiring time. 20 seconds remaining on this power play for them. Carrying it all the way back in. Back up to Santos on the point. Across. Walking it in. Looking for that short side shot. That stays out. Circling back around. Metcalf looking for that space. Gives him to Gorda. Stepping on the play there. Puck tips out. Herman with a good defensive stop there.
leaving the penalty box a little bit early. 3 seconds remaining on the penalty. Arjamon just decided to take off.
He's excited. I didn't even realize he had left the box yet.
He's ready to get out there.
Eager. Love to see it.
Yeah.
Pandas win the draw ahead. That's Herman stepping on a Day. Bats it back in. Morrison getting bodied out by Trostad. Centering it for Metcalf. Pulling it through his legs. Morrison throwing it up ahead. Herman one-on-one with Andrew Day. Screen shot. Beating Meltzer. Slipping through the pads at 13:40 in the second period.
Just a powerful shot there. There's nothing sneaky or unexpected about that. He pretty only had the option to shoot from that position there, going one-on-one, but just powered it right on through Meltzer. Probably one that Meltzer wants to get back, but a nice hard shot by Roy Herman. So neither of our bingo cards correct in this one, but we do have a 1-goal game, 13 minutes left. It's exciting.
Yeah, because Meltzer got a piece of that.
Yeah.
And it just rolled over. Like you said, powerful. That's a good description. We got a game again, though.
We totally have a game. And that's what you're talking about, playing big. You know, that's a power big. You know, that's what they needed.
Sure was.
Called it.
Trostad on the faceoff. Rhinos won it momentarily, but that gets tipped over to the Pandas. Morrison on the wall. Still battling for it. Farwell momentarily had it, given to Castagnino. Throw it up ahead for Day. Day looks to settle. On the outside. Pushed ahead. Holsheimer makes 2 saves in a row there. Farwell back for it. Circles the wagons again for the Pandas. Resetting. Flying around, waiting for the correct opportunity to make a clean breakout pass. Little fake out there by Erickson. He took the puck and gave it right back to him. Hand is wheeling around. AJ right there behind the cage, taking his sweet time. Long pass for Erickson. Loses it. Turned over to the Rhinos. Just under 12 and a half minutes left to play in this game. 1 goal difference. Allen stepping around. A couple of Pandas there. Almost gives it up to Morrison. Day, give and go. Pandas regain control. Allen pulling it back through Erickson's stick. Tipping up. Holsheimer with the poke check. Pandas looking for the call. They're not going to get one. Trostad resetting it for the Rhinos. Both teams coming off for a change. Thrown ahead for Dykes. Neal chasing him down. Slides it across. Put on goal. Stays out. Farwell giving it ahead for Neal. Drop back off for Farwell. In his skates. Still has it. Has 3 Pandas in the zone. 3-on-2. Gordick. Nice defensive play there. Thrown ahead over for Allen, but he's going off for a change. Miscommunication there as the Rhinos come on with fresh legs. Erickson dropping it off for Pribble. Pandas got a little bit of space. Slid ahead for Farwell. Has Jay Neal up ahead. Farwell pulling it into the slot. Flying over the net. Neal bodies up Gorda. Rhinos looking for the long pass down. Metcalf. Pribble gets in the way of that, preventing a nice pass by Gorda. Pandas going off for the change as Metcalf dipsy doodles around. Poke check there by Becker. Gorda is unfazed. Rhinos are back to controlling this play again. Cycling, stretching the floor. Throws it to Gorda in the high slot. Pribble dropping down for that block. Holding on to it is Metcalf. Holsheimer covering the entire bottom of the net. Says no.
Crafty and creative play. Trying to go between the legs. Create an opening for himself. Yeah, we've mentioned the name Billy Metcalf a number of times already in this game, but something he definitely does extremely well is just putting the puck into an area where he is confident he can get there before the defenseman. And, yeah, often uses between the legs moves to do such.
Well said, Wes. Maybe don't rely on cherry picking, too. Yeah, that is for sure.
Oh, cherries. How did we miss that opportunity to talk about food now?
An apt analogy there, potentially.
So many cherries.
Morrison throws it in deep to Ridout. He's got Day tied on him, puck up on edge. Keeps Ridout from making the play that he wants, but he still hands it off. Herman sliding it across. Morrison on the back door. That manages to slide over the goal line, beating Meltzer, putting the Pandas back into this 4-4. 10 minutes in the second period.
Really pretty play by the Pandas. Oh, yeah. Just tic-tac-toe, back of the net. Pass, shoot, score. And didn't need a hard shot on that one. That was some finesse. Beautiful teamwork, beautiful east-west passing from the Pandas to give Morrison an easy backdoor option.
We got to give Bailey his flowers on that play, too, because he was getting roughed up by by Andrew Day there, and he just persevered.
Andrew Day, though, still in the mix when those bodies are coming together. But yeah, great team goal by Pandas. And here comes Bailey again.
Right out with a shot that tips off Meltzer's shoulder. Stays out. Cleared all the way back down into the Panda zone. 4-4. This is anybody's game. Ridout carrying the puck into the Rhino zone. Crossing with Morrison. Crisscrossing with Herman. He's got a lot of speed. Stepping on that is Santos. Losing it to Castellino with a flyby pickoff. Allen regains the puck for the Rhinos. Scrambling a little bit, but they get it out of their zone. Castellino dashing the other way. Has Pribble. Shoots it through him. Goes over the net. Into the corner. Bodying up Pribble, that's no easy task, but they're holding on to it. Pribble manages to go and whack it around as the Rhinos go off for a change. Santos getting bodied up by Pribble, tripping Castellino on that play. They get that immediately. Pandas are going to go to the sin bin yet again. Pribble, his second penalty of the night.
Looked accidental on that one, but that was definitely a trip. Definitely had his stick there, right around the ankle area, and Castellino for sure got tripped up.
Turns out you can't do that.
You can't be using your stick as a little lever to be pulling people's legs from under them.
Yeah, that
no matter how good your flow is.
Yeah, that is frowned upon. Pandas, despite being shorthanded, get the puck and carry it into the Rhino zone, ripping a shot off the side of the Rhinos net. Gorda with the puck right now, sending it ahead for Metcalf. Pulling it through his legs, but Wright sees through it. Makes a nice defensive play. Gives it back to the other mustache man. Ridout throws it on goal. Shorthanded opportunity. Bodies up Santos, pushing him down. He goes down hard behind the net. Ridout still making a mess here in the Rhino zone, shorthanded. Burning a lot of time. 50 seconds remaining on the power play for the Rhinos. They haven't done much with it so far. Ridout still has the puck. Pandas controlling this. Ridout, Santos still digging at each other. Puck gets cleared back down all the way to AJ Wright. Pandas look to burn some more time. Rhinos finally get control back. That's Gorda from the right, sending it across. Metcalf from the left circle. Back across, thrown on goal, rings around. Metcalf on the point. Gorda from the right, quick shot. Metcalf will recycle the same play again from the left circle. In tight. Holsheimer makes the initial save, but that beats him over the pad, putting the Rhinos up 5-4 with 7:24.
Exciting power play and penalty kill for that matter. So much time cut off from an impressive forechecking effort by Bailey Ridout. So much strength on that forechecking effort between him and Roy Herman, but got to wonder if on that exertion down there in the offensive zone, if they didn't have enough energy to kind of clear away the front of the net on the penalty side of things. So, way to capitalize after kind of getting manhandled a little bit in the early stages of that power play for the Rhinos to regroup there and get the goal.
It was a Herculean effort by Bailey, though. My goodness, they burned a lot of energy.
A lot of energy. And he is strong, and that was very much on display there. And it was bullying Santos in the Rhinos defensive zone.
No, he's definitely going to have a bruise after this. Maybe a couple. Gorda holding on to that puck, sends it in for Trostad. Goes behind the Pandas' goal. Erickson picks it up where he leaves off. Carrying out for the Pandas as Arjamond in deep. Morrison across, thrown on goal, glove down by Meltzer.
Okay, definitely coming down to the wire. We are seeing some physicality at play here. Both teams playing big, but it is, I would agree, it is a little bit more of the Pandas' identity to play big. But we've got Andrew Day, Jack Allen out there. Matt Trostad for the Escondido Rhinos has also been a little bulldozer out there, really using his stick and his body tenacity. So, boys came to play.
They sure did. Morrison handling that puck for the Pandas. They take it back out of their zone, resetting, carrying it back in. Herman cutting through, rings off the crossbar into the safety netting. 6:20 remaining in the game.
Thinking power. That was a blistering shot.
Big power.
Big power there. Breezy, our cameraman, saying mid-power.
Very, very mid. Saved by Meltzer right off the faceoff. I believe the Pandas wanted to call there. They're not going to get it. That's Day, Herman in front of their net. We'll see if they get mixed up a little bit. Becker back for the puck. Has Allen pressuring. Morrison, nice breakout pass there. Crisscrossing with Herman. Pandas got some speed. Let's see if they can maintain it all the way into the zone. Herman throwing it on goal from the outside. Becker stepping on that puck. Keeps possession for the Pandas, attempting to at least. Digging hard there. Not making this easy. Morrison gets the puck, sends it back out. Erickson on the point, gets mixed up with Santos. Holsheimer setting it on a tee. Kept on the wall, Herman picks it up. Day getting to that puck. From the outside, throws it, goes over the goal. Allen on the receiving end, sends it back to Day. Backhanded in. Not sure what he was looking at there.
Yeah, unsure. At least it went to the, deep in the zone.
Herman stepping around Castellino, looking for that screen shot. Slides to the right of the net. Herman getting his own rebound, carrying it back in. Day goes into the corner with him. Herman still battling, looking for the wraparound off the foot of Meltzer. He keeps it out. Great save by him. Herman still working hard, throws it back on goal, sliding across the goal mouth. Rhinos get possession. Santos, knee-on-knee contact with Ridout, slashing his stick and breaking that cleanly. No call on the play. It's a dangerous play for both parties. Santos staffing Ridout's stick. Arjumon settles a bouncing puck, carrying it in for the Pandas. Arjumon, backhand pass ahead for Farwell. Shot, rebound, kept out, still skittering wide. Collision in front of the Rhinos' goal. Sent back in to Jay Neal. Intercepted by Castellino. Rhinos got some fresh legs, have Metcalf up ahead. Castellino carries it in. 2-on-3. Castellino bullying his way to the net, throws it on goal, misses. Trostak keeps it on the wall. Metcalf stepping on Farwell. Neal, backhand, spinning, back over to Farwell. Pandas carrying it out. Erickson sliding it ahead for Arjumon. Handed off to Herman. He's got a slot. Throws it on goal. Shoulder pad saved by Meltzer, laying out for it. Loose behind the net. Gorda is going to break it out for the Rhinos again with 3.5 minutes left to play in this game. Gorda with Metcalf up ahead. Biting him is Becker, stepping on him. My goodness, I don't know what Becker was thinking on that play. Erickson looking for the pass back over to Herman. He gets bodied up by Dykes. Great defensive play by him. Trostad working in, going 1-on-2. Neal bodies him up hard.
This is getting explosive.
No free lunches. Metcalf winding up, clap bomb on Holsheimer. Rebound kept out. Getting physical here. Metcalf holding on to the puck. Doing what he does. Dykes with the rebound. Misses the net. Sent up ahead. Herman. 2:50 left in this game. Shot on net. Tipped. Goes across the goal mouth. Stays out of the net. Santos throwing it back across. Cleared out all the way. Metcalf laying down for it. Getting bodied by Pribble. That gets tipped back to Herman. Herman going 2-on-3. Looking for that screen shot. Nifty move. That gets tipped. Santos gathers up the puck. Sent up ahead. Rhinos looking for an opportunity here. Sliding it across. Collision there. Throwing it back on goal. Kept out. Pribble laying out for that. Trying to go and prevent the slide across the crease. Rhinos are buzzing. Castellino controlling this puck. Give it back over to Metcalf. Metcalf winds up from the point. Saved by Holsheimer. Pribble tries to box out Santos. Puck in his skates, goes down, winding up again, casting into another shot. Melted down by Holsheimer. 157.
Bodies flying out here, Josh. Bodies are just flying. Josh, going back to the power play, the Escondido Rhinos power play, when there is a lot of physicality between Noe Santos and Bailey Ridout, that's really continued. It seems like there's almost a message, really kind of get at Noe, tamper with his speed, because everyone's pestering him. But as you said, no free lunches. People definitely putting their bodies to work.
That's Metcalf with the puck, battling hard for it, holding on to it, like he always does, protecting that puck so well. Hands it off to Day. Day streaking in. Goes around behind the Pandas goal, looking for an opportunity to center it. Sends it all the way back down to Castellino in his zone. Ridout stepping on that play. Allen controlling it for the Rhinos, intended for Castellino. Goes up ahead, looking for that screen shot. Centers it. That gets bodied down. Ridout collecting it, sending it ahead for Morrison. Morrison resetting for the Pandas. Just over a minute remaining to play in this game. Pandas are going to want to think about pulling the goalie.
There they go.
Holsheimer going off for the extra attacker. Herman has the puck for the Pandas as they make a game plan here. AJ Wright looking ahead. Ridout in the corner. Pribble in front of the net. Ridout holding on to that puck. Has Morrison on the doorstep. Miscommunication there. Ridout gets the puck back. Castellino pressuring him. Slides it through Castellino's legs right from the point. Looking ahead. Morrison roofs it. My goodness, Morrison with the heroics at 43 seconds remaining in this game. Tie it up. 5-5.
What an exciting game we have here for the first in this 3-game series. This is electric.
What a gift on that pass from Morrison, who's been on the doorstep twice.
Yeah, good shot. I mean, that was not an easy angle shot, but he made no mistake from right there at the goal line. But good box structure with that extra man attacker with the pulled goalie. Working the perimeter, finding an opportunity right there on the goal line. Morrison putting it home. Beautiful, and we've got a tied game with less than a minute remaining.
You said it, electric. This has been a very fun game. Both teams battling hard. 34 seconds remaining in this game. Ridout winding up, blockered. Glove down by Herman, looking to go and get his own rebound. He doesn't. Gorda clears it in. Allen looking to settle that puck. Ridout gets control again. Looking over for AJ Wright. Pressuring him. Metcalf, Wright on the screen. Ooh. Eating the puck is Noe Santos with a great defensive play. Allen cycles the puck back in. Santos from the corner, hands it back off for Gorda. They've got 10 seconds, see if they can make something happen. Gorda throws the puck in, harmlessly going over into the glass. Holsheimer covering that lower post. Expiring time. We're going to have an OT period here. My goodness.
Yeah, looking at some of the comments in the chat here, Gorda and Day for the Escondido Rhinos need to step up and play more physically to stop Rory and Ridout. Yeah, we've been talking about the physicality, playing big, the Pandas, and we know that Gorda and Andrew Day are the big boys for the Escondido Rhinos. I honestly think that they've been playing pretty big, though. I think that it's tough to push Bailey Ridout off the puck. He's a strong skater, but ultimately, I'm pretty happy with the size that they're playing with. Escondido Rhinos playing with a lot of heart, both sides.
They are. No, this has been an extremely exciting game. It's been back and forth. Pandas battle back into this. They made this a game. Tying it up, Josh Morrison. That's as exciting as it gets there with the expiring time. How much time? Was it 18 seconds left in the game?
I think it was closer to 43, but less than a minute for sure.
Okay. Yeah, what are numbers?
It was definitely electric. Definitely.
Time is a man-made construct.
It completely is. Yeah. That 43 seconds, that final 43 seconds felt like an eternity.
Yeah.
I was on the edge of my seat. But now we get a new clean slate here going into overtime. Any predictions on who do we have?
I don't want to make any predictions and jinx anybody. Both teams have been fantastic. Both goaltenders. I think Meltzer has been extremely dynamic. He's been fun to watch. Holsheimer has been solid, controlling his rebounds. The pucks that have beat Holsheimer, it's like, what are you going to do? Mm-hmm. What are you going to do? So I think both goalies are keeping their teams in this game. Both teams need to commit to playing their game, like you said.
Totally. And big shout out to that Ryan Meltzer's last save. Right after that goal by Morrison, there was a quick 2-on-1 opportunity, and he could have been rattled going, letting that one in last minute of play, but he came up big on that 2-on-1 save. So everyone's looking locked in. Goalies, defense, offense, ready to rock and roll.
Right off the bat, Riddle gets the puck in his possession. Throws it back to Pribble. Back into Becker. Becker saucing it off here. Riddle goes into the corner with Dykes. Riddle back over to Herman. Outside shot. That gets blocked. Going hard into the wall there almost was Metcalf. He avoids disaster. Riddle with a nifty move. Stepping through Castagnino. Throws it on goal. Goes over the net. Castagnino collects it. Metcalf up ahead. They don't have numbers, but they're going to see if they can make something happen here. Handed off for Castagnino. Short side shot. Stays outside. Does that go in? We're going to see what the call on the floor is. Oh. Looks like Silva says no goal. I'm not sure what the rationale was. Are you sure, Gabe?
I did not see it cross the line, but Scott Silvas, the referee, seems pretty confident that did not cross.
He seems emphatic.
He was there. Breezy says no goal, too, our cameraman. He's trustworthy.
I trust his analysis.
His bird's eye view up there.
He's got a good vantage point. Yeah, I'm surprised that they thought that was a goal. I thought for sure that was on the side of the net. That was at least my perspective. Puck sent back behind the Pandas goal. That's A.J. Wright looking to carry it out. Gets harassed by Metcalf. Not making it easy. Puck gets tipped. That stays on the ground. Going harmlessly wide of the net.
Stakes are high when Billy Metcalf is back-checking that hard.
Well said. Well said. Just for the viewers at home, our overtime period rules, which I know our scoreboard does not indicate overtime, but it is overtime. There we go. That's overtime. Our 17-minute period, we go to run clock. It was no longer stop time. Castagnino and Day crisscrossing with each other. Rhinos still possessing. Sauced over to Castagnino. Intercepted by Ridout. Stepping on him. Rhinos are scrambling. Ridout giving the shoulder. I believe that was to Castagnino. Herman has the puck here for the Pandas. Goes Michigan. Throws it into the shoulder of Meltzer. Running the other way is Santos. Making a move around both Morrison and Herman. In his skates, that's Jack Allen holding onto the puck for the Rhinos. Working his way in. Deep in enemy territory. Allen looking for a pass across. Throws it over to Dykes, who's on the doorstep. Skitters over his stick. He's not able to control it. Resetting with 13:50 to play in this overtime period. This is sudden death. Anybody's game. Day streaking in. Going down hard. That's Herman stepping on him. No call on the play. Rhinos throw it on goal. That's Trostad bringing it around. Regained by Dykes. Farwell hot on his heels. Dykes starts his engine. Toe drag back to the outside. Herman defending. Going all the way behind the net. Pandas laying out for it behind the back pass. Is that going to be a turnover? Farwell's going to get to it first. Turned over. Farwell throwing it on the goal. Leg pad save by Meltzer. Throwing back across for Herman. Herman, short side shot, big rebound. Pandas reset. Both teams probably tired, looking for a change. As Morrison goes back for it behind the Rhinos cage.
More good saves by Meltzer and net for Rhinos.
Arjamont has an opportunity, winding up. Puck goes up on edge. Knuckle puck there. Gorda looking to outpatient Arjamont. Does a pump fake, takes it back out. Waiting for reinforcements from his Rhinos teammates. Santos stepping around 2 different Pandas. Pushes it too far ahead, winds up turning it over. Arjumon with the backhand pass over to Morrison. Toe drag, drops it off. Herman trying to pull it through Gorda. He makes a defensive stop. Metcalf up ahead, 2-on-2 opportunity. Gorda costly with Metcalf. Gorda throws it across backhand. Going into the Panda zone. Herman gathers it up. Morrison up ahead. Becker wide, throws it across to Becker. Becker from the left. Stepping on it is Santos on the doorstep. 2 Pandas colliding with each other. Becker looks like he's hurt. Metcalf pulling it through his legs. Looking to make some magic happen here in the Panda zone. Holsheimer keeps it out. Santos into the corner first. Has Becker stepping on him. Santos throwing it across. Intercepted by the Pandas. Cassingino getting another crack at it. Throws it on goal. Oh! Beating Holsheimer with 11:46 in the period. Rhinos win game 1 in the finals.
Electric! Oh. What a game-winning goal by Zach Cassino, picking the high glove. That was real sweet finish. Gosh, lots of energy. But these guys are gassed. You can tell just how draining of a game that was. That was a physical battle, emotional ups and downs too. I don't think the Pandas ever led the game, but tied it up a couple times, so both teams certainly had momentum swings. But wow, what a start to this 3-game series, best of 3 series.
Both teams going all out, leaving it all on the floor. That's all you can ask for from a series like this. Very exciting.
Yeah, that was definitely exciting for the fans too. And I don't know if you heard, Josh, but it sounded like there was a youth chant for the Rhinos. I don't know if you heard that. There was. Got some kiddos out here that were supporting certainly their dad skating out there. Know that Billy Metcalf's a dad, Matt Trostad's a dad. I think both of their families respectively are here, and it sounded like they were making some noise out there.
You heard the Let's Go Rhinos chants too. That was a lot of fun. All right, well, first game goes to overtime. That's as exciting of a game 1 and a best of 3 series that you can ask for. What do we expect for the remaining 2 games next week starting at 7:30? Do you think the Pandas tie this up and make this a series, or do the Rhinos, they finish business and we only play 2 games?
I think it's going to come down to 3 games. I think it's going to come to 3 games and maybe even an overtime game 3, Really extended time. But I do think that the Pandas will get the next one. They'll have Nick Olsen back in the lineup. I think that'll be a play for them. And I think they're just going to be super hungry. They were playing big, to your points. They are playing into that identity. They had their own momentum swings, but it's going to be do or die for them this next game. And with Nick Olsen and that do or die mentality, I think that they'll get one.
I like that analogy. Pandas and hungry. So Pandas are known for grazing on bamboo all day. So hopefully they got some extra bamboo on the hopper for that next game, because if it goes to overtime, they're going to be hungry.
Yeah. It's going to be more killer panda than grazing panda.
Killer panda.
Kung Fu panda, perhaps.
Yeah, that's true.
That was exciting.
Awesome. Well, any closing thoughts before we call this a day?
No, just I'm so excited with how this game turned out going into overtime, and very excited to see how it unravels next week.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys for joining us. I see we've got a number of viewers, so thank you for sticking around, and we will catch you next week at 7:30 for the remaining 2 potential games between these 2 teams. All right, folks, take care.